Hello and welcome back to video 2 of this mini video series with Dr. Nikki and me, Neil Cannon. Thank you for being here. I hope you found the first one useful and it sparked some curiosity in you, maybe instilled some kind of belief shift in you about your body's ability to heal itself. This is one of the biggest missions that we have right now to help people to understand, because the body is an amazingly powerful self-healing machine when we create the right environment in the body. So,
speaking of environments,
yes, perfect interlude for this topic.
Well done. Today we're talking about environmental toxins and how they get into your body through your environment, right?
Yes, exactly. And today we have a couple of toxins we want to mention. And it's quite interesting because when we're brainstorming this, the first thing that Dr. Nikki came out with was something that I've been going a bit crazy about this year, around the area of EMFs. So the launch of 5G in England, for example, has triggered a huge uprising, if you like, amongst some communities, shall we say, where people are very much in the know about the effects of EMFs on our body.
Electromagnetic fields, by the way.
Yes.
Why is that important, Neil?
Well, it's important really because we are electrical beings.
Yes.
We are more electrical than most people ever realize.
Yeah.
Like everything about the body is electrical. Every thought we have, every impulse we have, every time we move a limb, everything's electricity.
Even touch, that's an electrical signal going to my brain.
And of course the heart, every time that pumps a beat is an electrical impulse.
Yeah.
So everything's electrical. In fact, even emotions can be measured in terms of frequency. So we need to understand the body as an electrical system more so now than we've ever understood before. Before 5G, before 4G, I was already familiar with EMFs being a challenge. And one of the reasons for this, I don't know if I've told you this, in 2017, I got a cold, which I couldn't shake off. And I never get ill, which is quite unusual for me to have a cold. And it lasted for about 4 weeks. And 4 weeks later, I thought, this is ridiculous. And I was in LA, in the sun, eating good food. So I decided to go and see a kinesiologist, someone who muscle tests you to find out what's going on in the body. And I found a very good one, recommended to me by my business partner at the time, wonderful guy. And he told me about amazing results this guy had had with him. Long story shorter, is that he tested me and he said 3 of my teeth had become depolarized. And this was brand new to me. I had no idea what this meant. And he said the polarity had flipped from a net negative charge to a positive charge on 3 of these teeth. So our teeth act like circuit breakers in the body, much like the electrical circuits in the house, where we have different lighting circuits and power circuits and ovens. I used to be an electrician, by the way. So we have different electrical circuits and different organs are on different circuits. So I can talk a whole day on this, but that's very interesting alone. Cut it down. When something depolarizes, it means the voltage drops to a certain circuit. And for me, that was the immune system. 3 of these teeth were attached to my immune system.
Wild.
Yeah, and he treated me with lasers. So it had nothing to do with nutrition, nothing to do with movement or anything like that. It was all about electricity in the body. So I think I had 3 different laser treatments and then everything went back to normal.
Wow.
Yeah. So he told me that the EMFs from my phone, my cell phone, mobile phone if in England, which I used to hold here, had blown 3 of my teeth. So imagine in your house the circuit breakers becoming corroded or, damaged in some regard.
Wow.
All the lights in the house are going to start flickering, aren't they? Because the electricity drops.
Yeah.
So that, for me, triggered my own investigation into all of this. And of course, at the end of 2015, I went to the Truth About Cancer Live Symposium, and there were so many talks on EMFs being the root cause of many forms of cancer. So that's the long story short.
That's fascinating. I had an interesting journey as well with Dexcom is a little meter that, as a diabetic, you would put it on your skin, and it was a continuous glucose monitor. So every 5 minutes, it would send a Bluetooth message to my cell phone with my blood sugar reading.
Ooh.
And it kept me awake. I wore it for 2 weeks. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't go deep sleep with it. And I figured it out because every 5 minutes, it was zapping my body energy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
fascinating.
interesting.
Yeah,
All
really
of-
interesting, huh?
All of these devices, which
The wearables?
yeah, the wearables, the technologically, it's amazing, and we can have Bluetooth in our car and talk to people on the phone without being plugged in or anything.
Yeah,
which
the
is-
ear Bluetooth,
Oh,
they
those.
scare me, huh?
They do. As soon as Apple launched them, I thought that's the worst invention I've ever seen. Well, one of the worst inventions I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because you're transmitting from
Yeah.
your right next to your brain. And when it comes to EMFs, it's strength of signal and proximity
Yeah.
which determine the effect it's going to have on the body. And I actually saw a video this week when someone was testing the EMFs of these Bluetooth earphones with the EMFs emitted from a microwave. And the legal limits of the microwave are right on the edge. If you have your ear against the microwave, like imagine having the microwave
Right.
switched on,
Yeah.
and you have the meter right there, that's where the limit is reached.
Wow.
So if you're standing behind, away from
Yeah.
the microwave, you're fine. He tested the EMFs from the AirPods, I believe they're called, and they were higher than the microwave.
Wow.
And people are transmitting literally next to their brains.
Oh. Oof.
So
On
this is a
that
big
note,
one.
yeah. On that note, I've read that if you move your cell phone away from your body, ideally 1 to 2 feet, you reduce your EMF, your total EMF exposure by 80 to 90%. Our cell phones are really the biggest source of exposure that we have. So walking around, please make sure you don't have it as often as you can. Take it off your body, turn it on airplane mode if it's near you. Really keep this a distance away, especially at nighttime. Take it out of your bedroom altogether if possible.
Yeah, it's a big one as well for men and women around our reproductive organs. So it's been proven that these EMFs are harming sperm counts and testosterone levels. This is unequivocal. It's unarguable. It's the same thing. I just want to emphasize the point. It's categoric. It diminishes your sperm count, not yours, and testosterone levels. And this is all scientifically documented.
Yeah.
The motility of the sperm, and we want to be very mindful about this. And Tim Ferriss wrote about this in the 4-Hour Body. And I've read that in 2011 or something. This is before, I guess that was before 3G and 4G, and now we have 5G. So we need to be more and more mindful about this. On my website, by the way, I'm going to put a link below this. There's a device by a company called Soma Vedic which can actually protect your home from the effects of EMFs.
Oh.
It harmonizes your whole house.
Good. On that note, I have an EMF protection that I normally put on my phone. It's a cover and it has a little wallet section, but this goes on my phone as well. That really helps to reduce. It's called Safe Sleeve, but there's, I'm sure, a variety of different options out there.
Yeah.
This is a great one. The other trick is to turn your night shift on your phone so that you're not affected by the blue light. This will, that's not exactly EMF, but it will, in terms of phones, it will help you get a better night's sleep at nighttime. So important for your levels of toxicity and being able to manage all the toxins that we're
Yeah, for sure.
bombarded with every day. So you go into your settings under displays and brightness. You can go into a night shift, and from sunrise to sunset, it will shift the colors so that you get the blue light during the day and the orange light at nighttime.
Yeah, really important that, because the blue light really affects our circadian rhythms.
Exactly.
And if you don't sleep well, it's often because of this blue light or EMFs in the forms of, what we're talking about from Wi-Fi routers or routers if you're in your country, and from cell phone, etc.
Yeah.
Did you mention turn off the Wi-Fi off at night? I think you did.
I did. And then if you can also go as far, if you really want to take this to the next level, is unplug everything electronic in your bedroom. And that is because the wiring, you can, as an electrician, tell me if this is correct, the wiring, especially if you have like a plug, an outlet right behind your bed, your headset, your headboard, and something's plugged in, it's actually sending electricity to that outlet, correct?
Yes.
And so there's
yeah.
an electromagnetic field around that cord right behind your head. So if you can unplug the wiring and unplug things that are in your bedroom, that's really protecting yourself to the max.
Yeah, and absolutely don't have your phone receiving signals during your night's sleep. This is your kind of precious, sacred time.
Yeah.
And I've been sleeping in airplane mode for years now, but I've recently discovered that even if it's in airplane mode, it's still able to receive and transmit to a degree, which shocked me because I thought it was almost off. So very worthwhile doing that. One of the first signs of EMF exposure and toxicity can be headaches and low level of depression, migraines. Even children at school are struggling now to concentrate because all of the Wi-Fi setups in schools. And when in the 5G groups, that one of which I've created, various groups, there's a lot of emphasis on wanting to take out Wi-Fi from schools because it's causing ADHD. It's causing some kids to be not be able to concentrate at all. Some kids are being sick. It's really it's phenomenal. There's a whole thing called electrohypersensitivity, which is when some people are more sensitive to these EMFs than others. Some of us are more tolerant, but some people are way less tolerant, and they're developing all of these side effects. But most people have no idea why they're suffering from the side effects because it's such a relatively new thing.
Yeah. And it's so low levels that you can't really detect it. But
yeah, exactly.
if you're just not getting enough sleep at night, that might then end up with ADHD, and there's a lot of different factors that contribute.
For sure.
Another technique or a little trick is to share your Wi-Fi with your neighbor, so that you don't have an extra modem. I mean, if you turn your Wi-Fi on right now, you probably have access to 8 people's routers. So you don't need to have another one in your house. And so that's what I've done in my apartment. We've shared now. And so our cost for internet has gone down to $8 each. It's brilliant. And we've got less exposure.
Yeah, that's a really good point you just made as well. Coming back to this protective device, you can protect your whole home with this thing called Somavedic. And what it does is it uses these ancient minerals and rocks and stones, and it amplifies the frequency of these rocks and stones to protect your home with a radius of 30 meters in every direction.
Wow.
So it harmonizes. This is blood tested. This is water tested. So Dr. Emoto, they've partnered with Dr. Emoto.
Nice.
So another story for another video, but structured water is something we should all be drinking, and you can structure the water with this Somavedic device, and it protects the body. It harmonizes the frequencies on your body, so you can actually use the Wi-Fi and use your phone, but it's not going to damage you like it would otherwise. And again, scientifically documented.
Wow. All right, well, I hope this has been incredibly helpful. We have a program that lists a whole long list of other things that are causing toxins in the environment, including what we lather on our bodies, what we're cleaning the house with. There's so many things that we can control in our environment. We might not be able to control the air outdoors, but certainly in our homes, there are ways to reduce or eliminate toxins that don't need to be in there, so that we're not bombarding our bodies with this stuff.
I'm glad you mentioned the skin products then, because I have a program specific to skin because I reversed my eczema after 30 years. There's something like 80,000 chemicals now in the cosmetics industry. 80,000, or even more, 85,000 or something like that, approved by the FDA.
Yeah.
And they are, many of which have been proven to be carcinogenic. So we need to be mindful exactly what we're putting on our skin, because the skin is a porous membrane and it absorbs everything into the bloodstream.
Yeah.
And if you go to your standard doctor, they might give you steroid creams. This is what happened with me. Steroid creams, harmful moisturizers, because you look at the ingredients and you go, that should not go on my skin.
No.
And of course the antibiotics, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
But we need to be careful what we're putting on our skin, what we're washing in, that kind of stuff.
So our program goes over all of these things, which we're really excited to share with you. The air quality, water quality, we go over all of these details for you in our program extensively. You'll find a link to be able to sign up for that program. But first, next up is our day 3.
So day 3 is about our thoughts and our emotions, how our thoughts can even be toxic.
This is true.
Which lead to an emotion, which leads to a whole different cascade of chemicals.
Shh, don't tell them yet.
Okay.
We're saving it for tomorrow.
It's a good one, this one. The mind-body connection is amazing.
It's so important.
And when we nail it, when we master it, this is some of my most recent clients are getting results through thought alone. They're already consuming anti-inflammatory food. They could not be improving their diet much better at all. Their thoughts are what are creating dis-ease. So this is going to be a really interesting one. Day 3. Looking forward to it.
Can't wait to see you there.
Please share again if this has been useful for you. If you know of anyone this will benefit, do share. It's valuable stuff. See you in the next video.